Alexander the Great never loses a battle, not one, 11 years, 3,000 miles. He dies at 32, and within 40 years, everything he built is gone, carved up by his own officers, his mother, his wife, and his son all murdered along the way. Nobody defeats this empire. It dies because the man who built it never wrote down what happens next. And he knew better. Watch. Macedonia, 336 BC, a wedding. Philip, Alexander's father, the man who built the greatest army on earth, walks through the procession, and his own bodyguard steps out of the line and puts a dagger through him. No named heir. By nightfall, the kingdom is up for grabs. Alexander is 20. He takes the throne over his father's body, kills every rival who might contest it, and when the city of Thebes bets the boy can't hold it, he doesn't defeat Thebes, he erases it. Every building but the temples, 30,000 people, sold. So remember, this man has stood inside a succession crisis. He knows exactly what one costs. 2 years later, he's standing on the far shore of the Hellespont with 40,000 men, looking east at an empire 200 years old, and he's 22. At the Granicus, a Persian blade splits his helmet open. He's 1 second from death, and an officer named Clytus takes the man's arm off before the second blow lands. Remember Clytus too. Now it's 333 BC, at Issus, and for the first time the great king himself is on the field. Darius, ruler of the largest empire in history. Alexander doesn't probe the flanks. He aims his cavalry at Darius personally and charges. And Darius, king of kings, brother of the sun, turns his chariot and runs. So fast he leaves his own mother in the camp. 2 years later, at Gaugamela, Darius has leveled a battlefield for his chariots and outnumbers Alexander badly. It doesn't matter. Alexander tears a gap in the Persian line, drives straight at the king, and Darius runs again. Within a year, his own governors murder him. The empire of Cyrus now belongs to a 25-year-old. Egypt crowns him pharaoh, a living god. And now, watch what that does to a man. Persian subjects bow to the floor before their king. Alexander starts wearing the robes, keeping the court. And in 327, he asks his own Macedonians, the men who bled with him, to prostrate themselves. They refuse. You bow like that to a god, not to a man you've carried off a battlefield. At a drinking party in Samarkand, Clytus, the man who saved his life, stands up, drunk, and says it to his face. Your victories belong to your father's army, and this Persian god act insults every soldier in this room. Alexander picks up a spear and runs him through. Then Callisthenes, the expedition's historian, resists the bowing and dies in custody on a conspiracy charge nobody believed. Count what's gone, the man who told him the truth and the man who wrote it down. After that, no one corrects the king, ever, except once. India, 326. At the Hydaspes river, he orders the army east, to the edge of the world, and the army just stops. No mutiny, no swords. Thousands of veterans standing silent in the monsoon rain, refusing to take one more step. The only force that ever stops Alexander is his own army. He marches them home through the Gedrosian desert, and the sand kills more of them than any enemy ever managed. Babylon, June 323. A fever, 11 days. His soldiers file past the bed one at a time. He can't speak anymore. 32 years old. And here it is. No heir, no regent, no law, no document. The man who took a throne over his father's murdered body leaves the world's largest empire with nothing but a whispered legend, to the strongest. Maybe he never said it. Doesn't matter. It's exactly what happens. His generals carve the empire into 3 and spend 40 years killing each other. His half-brother, murdered. His mother, executed. His wife and his son, the legitimate heir, guarded for years, then quietly killed. Every descendant of Alexander the Great, dead within a generation. Every one of them by men who had served him. So what failed? Not the army. It just spent 40 years pointed at itself. Not the strategy. He never lost. He built a machine that only worked with him at the center, and then removed every man who could tell him so. Rome spent 500 years arguing about boring, endless procedure, and that is why Rome survived losing 80,000 men in an afternoon. And Alexander's empire couldn't survive losing 1 man in a bed. He conquered the world at 32. The only thing he never planned was the day after.